get ready to get frisky with ferns as we look at 17 gameplay ideas for the Jungle Adventure game pack. You know the drill, these range from smaller side activities all the way to gameplay ideas that can be a focus for your household. Yes, loving that for us. So now it's time to grab your machete for cutting through those vines and some insect repellent, and let's get started. First up is unlocking special foods from Selvadorada. I mean, really, you can't go wrong with food. Around the Cantina El Arbol del Jaguar bar, you'll see a food stall, and eating the dishes from here will unlock them for you to cook yourself. While there are initially 7 to try, if you reach level 5 of the Selvadoradian culture skill, another 3 dishes will become available on the secret menu, which can also be unlocked by eating them. This brings us to number 2, which is to embrace Selvadoradian culture, which is largely done through the Selvadoradian culture skill. This only goes to level 5, and it can be leveled by talking to locals about Selvadoradian culture, viewing the statue of Madre Cosecha at the marketplace, and eating Selvadoradian foods. Leveling the skill will unlock new guitar songs, new dances, and when you reach level 5, the secret store, which will provide easy access to heaps of helpful goods when it comes to adventuring. It'll also mean your sim can automatically ward off fireflies and lightning bugs when in the jungle, and they can even write travel guides. This then leads us to the third gameplay idea, being to become a travel author or content creator. Hit level 5 of the Selvadoradian culture skill and get to work writing and publishing those travel guides for ongoing royalties. If you have the Get Famous expansion pack, then you can also tie this in with the media production skill and drones, heading to Selvadorada and using a drone to capture footage of the area before returning home and using the video station to produce and publish videos for more ongoing royalties and a little bit of fame too. It doesn't have to stop there either. You can bring a camera along and take lots of pictures of the stunning world too, and then sell or display them. Next up is collecting Omiscan treasures, which can be found exploring the jungle and temples in Selvadorada. Omiscan treasures are mainly found through text journeys when you use a machete to cut your way through vine-locked gates, from opening treasure chests, and occasionally from fishing in the jungle if you're lucky. Omiscan treasures are also worth more than my Sim's house. Okay, slight exaggeration, but honestly, they sell for around 8 to 10,000 simoleons a pop, and we do love a get-rich-quick scheme. This then ties in with the 5th gameplay idea, being to collect Omiscan artifacts. Artifacts are easier to come by than treasures, and while they can be found from text journeys and treasure chests, they can also be found using the archaeology skill. If you come across piles of dirt, you can excavate it for a good chance to get an artifact-shaped clump of dirt or an unauthenticated artifact. If you have level 6 of the archaeology skill, then you'll be able to turn a clump of dirt into an excavation site, allowing you to extract multiple artifacts from it. Now, once you have your dirt clumps that you never knew you wanted, you'll then need to use an archaeology table to turn the clumps of dirt into unauthenticated artifacts, and then once again, you'll have to use the archaeology table to authenticate the artifacts themselves. If you find an already unauthenticated artifact rather than a clump of dirt, you'll just get to cut down on a step, which is definitely a vibe. Once authenticated, you'll then get the artifact, and it can be real, fake, in perfect condition, or slightly damaged. The search for treasures and artifacts will also see you come across relic bases and tops. Keep these awesome little things and we'll talk about them real soon. Number 6 ties in very closely with Omiscan treasures and artifacts and is to become an archaeologist, which ties in very well with the archaeology scholar aspiration. Spend your time uncovering artifacts and training up that archaeology skill. At level 8, you can even write archaeology skill books, and at level 10, you can even give an archaeology lecture to other Sims, which we hope is exciting for the sake of the Sims we force this upon. It's all about filling your house with artifacts and living your best life excavating and authenticating. The next gameplay idea is to take this one step further and become a celebrity archaeologist, and you will need the Get Famous expansion pack for this one. At level 9 in the archaeology skill, you'll be sent over artifacts to authenticate. Authenticating these and sending them back will see you gain a decent amount of fame and some cash money too. You can also use a drone to stream as you work on your archaeology projects, and when you reach level 3 or a B-star celebrity, as long as you have a good reputation, then you can pick up the Giving Back perk. This allows you to donate a large number of objects for fame, essentially buying your fame. Sadly, you can't donate treasures or artifacts with this, but you can donate archaeology tables, display cabinets, and treasure chests, which is a great way to gain some fast fame. If you complete the Archaeology Scholar aspiration, then you'll gain the Museum Patron trait, and this does allow you to donate artifacts and treasures to a museum. This will provide a fame boost too, as well as a happy +3 moodlet that lasts for a solid 24 hours. So yes, you're going to be an extremely happy celebrity archaeologist. Moving on now to becoming a museum curator. If you don't want to just donate your artifacts into thin air, then you can head over to a museum of your choice, such as the Alam Museum of Archaeology, which is already in Selvadorada, and drop off your artifacts and treasures for all to enjoy. Let's be honest, the Alam Museum of Archaeology could definitely use a glow up, and maybe your sim is the one to make it happen. I also love this kind of gameplay that has a lasting impact on other families you play, who can then visit the museum and enjoy admiring the treasures you added in. Next, we're creating an artifact pop-up store with the Selvadoradian craft sales table. Buy the table, and then view and add artifacts and treasures to its inventory. After that, you'll want to stock the table to display them, then tend the table and choose your markup, which I recommend 300% because we want maximum cash money, and finally, click Start Yard Sale. This will see Sims come around and purchase goods from the table, and using this method you can sell Omniscient treasures, which are usually 8 to 10,000 simoleons, for over 30,000 simoleons a pop. So yes, it's insanely good money. If you have the Get to Work expansion pack and you want to take this a step further, then you can even make an archaeology themed retail store where you sell treasures and artifacts. Number 10 is a very quick one, and it's simply to go on vacation in Selvadorada. It doesn't have to be about exploring the jungle or temples. You can even just enjoy the scenery and take some cute pictures, maybe have a romantic honeymoon or getaway with a lover, visit the museum and the bars, and all around have a great time. Next up is to take advantage of the Tree of Emotion. As you explore the jungle, you'll likely come across trees of emotion, in which harvesting will give lots of different colored berries, in which eating will give you a relevant moodlet. For example, eating pink flutterberries will make your sim flirty. You can use these to put your sim into the mood that you want, and you can even plant them in your own backyard. Just know that if you plant a pink flutterberry, then it will make a tree that only produces flutterberries, rather than all of the emotional berry types like the Tree of Emotions does. Jungle Adventure also brings with it avocado plants, which you could pick and then make your own avocado farm if you wanted to. Moving on, and we're catching all new fish now. The tambaki, armored catfish, and electric eel can all be caught in Selvadorada, and they can be rather interesting fish to have on display in a tank. As a side note for collectors, Jungle Adventure brings in a few new fossils and crystals to collect too. For number 13, we're becoming a treasure hunter. That's right, get ready to explore those temples and take from those chests. For this, you'll ideally want to complete the Jungle Explorer aspiration, as doing this will give your sim the Treasure Hunter reward trait. This makes it so that when you loot a chest, you get extra treasure, and it's hugely beneficial when it comes to trying to collect lots of artifacts, relics, and omniscient treasures. If you go down this path, then you can also collect relic bases and tops, and even golden relics, which you can sometimes get from chests, though very rarely. I believe the golden relics' point of difference is that they don't break upon repeated uses, which is very, very handy. Becoming a treasure hunter can be so much fun. It's a great way to get rich, and it really ties in a lot of the features of the game pack, including both the archaeology and the Selvadoradian culture skill. It's now time to cause chaos with relics. Relics are made by combining a relic base with a top, and then using the archaeology table to refine a crystal. A refined crystal can then be added to a relic base and top that has been joined together. Depending on the base, top, and how rare the refined crystal is, the relic will gain a power which can be activated. These relics can be so much fun to play with, and they allow for heaps of gameplay, from gaining riches, to cursing other sims, to removing curses that plague yourself, or even summoning a skeletal assistant to help you with your everyday chores and household maintenance. We're moving on now, but we're not moving far, with the next gameplay idea being to play as a skeleton. This is caused by activating the Balamsaloth Death Relic, and I wanted to spotlight this relic power in particular because of how awesome and unique it is. Activating it will temporarily turn your sim into a skeleton, and when in this form, your hunger, bladder, energy, and hygiene needs won't decay or be a problem, meaning it's perfect to explore with or just make caring for your sim easier. It can even just be a bit of fun to freak out other sims, and your skeleton will have a few unique interactions too. Number 16 is to cause death by poison. This is a new death brought in with the Jungle Adventure game pack. It's brought about if your sim is infected with poison, which can happen if a spider bites you in the jungle, or if you trigger a temple trap that poisons you. Sometimes the poison can clear naturally, but if it doesn't, then you either have to cure it, in which the easiest way to do is by buying the antidote online, or if you don't cure it, then you die. And the final gameplay idea is to make use of the creepy Crawlies lot challenge. When added to a lot, this will see your sims attacked by spiders, bees, and bats, leaving sims with an uncomfortable moodlet that lasts for a few hours. You can ward off bees with the Guzmania pollinus flower, bats with the plasma bat bait, and spiders with Dr. Parker's spider repellent. These are consumable objects that you can buy at the Selvadorada marketplace, but if you don't have them, then it just makes the lot challenge a little bit more chaotic, which is good fun too. Also, this can be a deadly lot challenge if your sims are bitten by spiders and poisoned, so consider making use of this when you want a bit of extra drama, such as if you made a deadly national park in a world that wasn't Selvadorada, because you know, we do love the drama. And with that, we've reached the end. That's 17 gameplay ideas to help you make the most out of the Jungle Adventure game pack. If you have any cool Jungle Adventure gameplay ideas of your own, then please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed or found this helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And have an amazing day. See you later.